Happy New Year and welcome to episode, is it 200 or 400 even, and 63? Yes, of the TEW Play Challenge run. This is going to be Raw Day 1 for January 1st, 2024. I've got a couple of things announced for tonight, including Logan Paul's going to be here, as are the Women's Tag Team Champions Queendom. Ciampa takes on Brody King, and a six-man tag puts the Planet Jarrett up against Otis, Chad Gable, and Anthony Ogogo. Without any more further ado, let's just jump straight into the show. Show kicks off. The first shot of the new year is of Queendom stepping out of a limo. You know, they arrive at Raw, you know, they get flattered upon their arrival. You know, it's definitely Cammy's first time on Raw. Io obviously has been on Raw before. Dakota, I think, has always been a member of the SmackDown roster, but has appeared on Raw when, you know, her and Bayley were the champ. In fact, her and Bayley lost the belts on Raw to Live for Battle. So yeah, but they're here, and you know, they're coming to dominate Raw just like they dominate SmackDown, and they're also on ECW tomorrow. So, you know, this is the week of Queendom. The show kicks off though with Titus O'Neil in the ring, spotlight on him, and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year, Happy 2024, and welcome to Day 1, Monday Night Raw." Now, last week, 2 weeks ago, on the final Raw of 2023, we witnessed a moment in time. We witnessed the crowning of new Raw Tag Team Champions. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and put your hands together for Elias, Billy Kay, and the new Raw Tag Team Champions representing Titus World Records, R-Truth and Slim Shanky. Out come R-Truth and Shanky. And at the end of the ring, crowd's losing their minds. You deserve it. You deserve it. Clap, 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 clap. And Titus goes, "Now, you know, Truth, Shanky, you've been two of my most loyal members here in Titus World Records. You saw the vision from day one when nobody else did. You know, back when Truth was messing around as 24/7 champion, and Shanky, God knows what he was doing. But now, you stuck by me, and now you're standing here, Raw Tag Team Champions, and I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for standing by my little project here at Titus World Records." Crowd starts clapping, cheering, going, "Woo!" And Shanky goes, "No, Titus. Thank you. I never would have been a champion in WWE if not for you." And Bayley Casey goes, "You know, Shanky's right, you know. All of us, we were outcasts. You know, none of us were going to do anything. But then we all found each other and we became a brotherhood. I think that, you know, is called ground for celebration just as much as Truth and Shanky, you know, finally becoming tag team champions." Elias steps in and he goes, "Our relationship has always been quite rocky, but I'm stuck by you guys. I know you guys are reaping the rewards. So, you know, in honor of Titus World Records, I've written a new song I'd like to perform for everybody here this evening. Now, if you could please, you know, raise your phones and record and hold your applause until after I deliver the Titus World Record celebration song." Out comes Logan Paul. He goes, whoa, what is this? Okay, you know, when it was 2024, you know, a new year for WWE, a new year for Raw, and they invited me, the Maverick, Logan Paul, here. But I see Titus World Records. I see Shanky and R-Truth. Who invited these guys? Okay, did we not leave this kind of trash in 2023? Now, you know, I wonder what you're saying to Logan Paul. Why'd you even come here to Day 1 Raw? because I've got a lot on my mind. I've got a lot of things I plan to do this year. Number one, I plan to continue to expand my multi-billion-dollar business, Prime Energy, and deliver the greatest hydration to the masses. Number two, I plan to continue my aspiring, incredible boxing career and take Misfits boxing to the next level. Number three, I plan to keep up and keep growing the number one podcast in the world, Impulsive, wherever you get your podcasts. And number four, I think it's about time all LP got some gold in WWE. Now, I tried a Drew McIntyre, and one day I'm going to take that WWE Championship, but if I've got to become a champion, I see easy targets right in front of me now. Why would I target the greatest on this roster in Drew McIntyre? Why would I target Dijak, that big son of a bitch, with Christian by his side, when I've got these two jokesters running around with championships right in front of me? Now, I know what you're thinking, Logan. You can't win your tag team championships by yourself. I know. And with, my business partner, KSI, currently touring the world, I'm going to be holding tryouts and auditions. I'm going to be keeping an eye on everybody here on Raw to see if anybody fits the Maverick vibe to team with Logan Paul and take the championships away from these idiots. But for now, I guess congratulations and good job keeping those warm for me. Because I want them and I'm going to take them. Oh, look, Paul walks out. He's killed the whole mood. Boo. And he leaves. And Shanky and Truth are just there with their belts. They're not defending at the pay-per-view because that seems too soon. I don't want to do an Imperium rematch again. So, they're just not defending at the pay-per-view. They might feature it in some way, but yeah. Any other match I'd set up would be too rushed. So. Then cut backstage. Kathy Kelly is my gentleman this time. Randy Orton. And walks Randy Orton. Because Randy, 2 weeks ago, you and Carmelo Hayes had a very tense face-to-face that led to, a match being made between the two of you at New Year's Revolution. Randy goes, Carmelo Hayes, I saw him last year, I had my eyes on that kid. He called out John Cena, John Cena, a very good friend and rival of mine, so I know Carmelo Hayes meant business at WrestleMania when he beat John Cena. The kid's good. But he seems to think I've got some sort of problem with him and have some sort of issue with Trick Williams and why I would attack Trick Williams. Kathy, I would never attract Trick Williams because Trick Williams wasn't registered on my radar before Survivor Series because the only person I cared about in the Survivor Series was myself. But now, I guess Carmelo Hayes thinks I'm guilty, and if Carmelo Hayes thinks I'm guilty, then I'm gonna be guilty, Kathy. I'm not gonna be guilty of attacking Trick, no. I'm gonna be guilty of kicking Carmelo Hayes' head off a New Year's Revolution and proving to him why you don't mess with Randy Orton. That's when Cody walks in. He goes, hello, Randy. It's great to see you around here again, but I don't know if you've heard, but tonight, in our main event, it's going to be me and Drew running back the legacy days as we take on Carmelo Hayes and Drew McIntyre. But lest I forget, Randy Orton, last time me and Drew shared the ring together, you were trying to end my WWE Championship reign out of jealousy. So I just want to let you know, what Randy Orton am I getting tonight? Am I getting a Randy Orton who brought me into this company? A Randy Orton who molded me to become the man I am today? Or am I getting the Randy Orton that I can't trust? Am I getting the Randy Orton who's going to be ready to stab me in the back at any opportunity? Randy goes, I'll tell you what, wait and find out. So yeah, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton against Drew McIntyre and Carmelo Hayes. Main event, tonight's show. Should be a hoot. Then get a 6-man tag opener, the first match of the show. It is the Alpha Academy fucking Planet Jarrett match. And it is, of course, Chad Gable, Otis, and Andy Ogogo who pick up the win. When, Otis pins Luke Gallows with the World's Strongest Slam in 12:31. 8:58 for Andy Ogogo, 81 for Chad Gable, 79 for Otis, 61 for Anderson, 64 for Gallows, and a 65 for Cameron Grimes. And yeah, it looks like the right team won based on that. So, yeah, we move. We then, finally, after 2 weeks, get the follow-up to the My Wrestling Academia, teaser at the end of the Christmas show. Carlos Ruby, he turns the screen off, and he goes, I understand that this is going to be, difficult for you all to take in. But do let me know when you're ready to finish the job. Because the longer you let Sensei have the pendant, the more dangerous they'll become. So, we have to end this. Only we know what to do and how to do it. And then Dio steps in and goes, hold the phone right here. We? And Carlos Ruiz goes, yeah, is there a problem? And he goes, yeah, there is a problem, okay? We don't even know who the hell you are, okay? You're telling me that you've faced off with Sensei and that you know Sensei's got the pendant. Why should we trust you, okay? We don't know you. Sensei had our back from day one. They got this whole group together. And now you're here trying to disrupt it, and for why? Okay, why should we believe you? And then Manny steps in and goes, Dio, I think we should hear him out. We can't jump to any rash conclusions, I'm not saying immediately we should, stab Sensei in the back, but we should at least take caution with this. Dio goes, but it's Sensei, Sensei would never do such a thing. Why would Sensei take the pendant from us and from Saray and not tell us about it? And Zelina steps in and goes, so, Carlos, was it? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, so how exactly do you know all of this, Who exactly are you? And Carlos Ruiz goes, you know who I am. I've challenged Sensei many times in the past, and it is those trials that led me to figure out that Sensei isn't the same person that Sensei used to be. That Sensei, when defending that Cruiserweight Championship, almost feels like undefeatable. And until we can get that pendant off them, they're going to remain undefeatable. Is there a reason? Remember when Sensei was ringside for you and Saray versus Alexa and Nikki Cross? How did that match end up? And so he went, well, me and Saray won because we were... we did feel like highly motivated for that match. And Carlos Ruiz, and on that same show, Manny, Dio, you challenged for the tag team championships. How did that go? And Manny goes, well, we did win. Okay, is that what you want to say here? Yeah, we lost. We're losers. Carlos Ruiz went, exactly. Sensei was out there for Zelina and Saray's match, and they won. Sensei wasn't out there for your match, and you lost. Now, call me superstitious, but maybe Sensei's presence with a certain item played a factor. And it's going to take a whole lot more than that to convince me, okay? As a matter of fact, I'm going to go find Sensei right now. And I'm going to confront them about this. And Manny goes, no, Dio, we can't just jump into this, we've got to take our time. And Carlos Ruiz goes, well, Sensei's defending the Cruiserweight Championship on Velocity this week against David Martin. Maybe watch that, see what happens. Manny goes, yeah, let's do that, Dio, okay? Like I said, I understand this is going to be hard to process, but we have to take this seriously. Maybe Sensei isn't who they say they are. And Dio goes, fine. But if you're lying, it's your ass, whoever you are. And then they all leave, and it's just Carlos Ruiz left behind, and he goes, well, suppose I better start preparing. Let me see him put on a mask and walk off. We then see Roxy and Kyrie backstage, they're chatting. Because they formed a friendship recently, a couple of weeks, and Roxy goes, I understand that, you fought Rhea and Rhea beat you, but I nobody thinks I've got a shot, and even Rhea herself was overlooking me. But I'm ready, 5 days, this is the biggest match of my career, pay-per-view match, women's championship opportunity, I'm going to make this count. That's when AJ and Amory Porter and Kelsey Cook walk in. They go, oh, Roxy, listen, as your childhood hero, the reason you're here today. I know I've had a rocky road recently, but listen to my advice, okay? This isn't AJ, the AJ who took that Liberty Championship from you. This is AJ from 10 years ago, your hero, the woman who cried and you met. And it's from me to you that I say, Roxy, give up. Okay, give up. Rhea Ripley eats girls like you and me for breakfast. Okay, and I tried to take it from her at Survivor Series and she dominated me. And she dominated Kyrie. But you seem to think that you can stop Rhea? Just like you thought you could stop Jade Cargill? Okay, did you not learn a lesson from Jade Cargill? Because Rhea, she's a whole lot like Jade Cargill. But by my all means, go out there and embarrass yourself in New Year's Revolution and then prove to the world that you are a failure. Or you could listen to my advice and just accept that Rhea's out of your league and, not actually embarrass yourself on the big stage like you're planning to right now. Roxy goes, well, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to, come at this with respect, but in reality, you don't think I can do it either. And AJ goes, well, I've made that abundantly clear, yeah. Roxy goes, well, I guess I've got somebody else I need to prove wrong. And I see your two little hench women standing behind you now laughing. How about tonight, those two face myself and Kyrie in tag team action? And AJ sort of notices something behind Roxy and Kyrie. And she looks behind and goes, yeah, my girls will see you out there, but it appears right now, we better leave because you've got some other stuff to deal with. Then her, Emery Ball, and Kelsey Cook walk away. Roxy goes, what does she mean? Other stuff to deal with. Then we say, and they turn around and Io and Dakota are stood there with their belts. And Ken goes, well, hi there. We're new to Monday Night Raw, I'm sure as you may know. We were wondering if you could point us to the women's locker room. And of course, Io and Kyrie are face to face. And Roxy's there as well, face to face with Dakota. And Kyrie just go get ready. And Roxy leaves. And we just pan it on Io and Kyrie. And Io just walks up to Kyrie and goes, just laughs. Speaks to her in Japanese. And Dakota goes, yeah, what she said. And Kyrie goes, what the Joshi Judas just said is that it sure has been a long time. Kyrie, she's been over on Raw since we know when. And would you look at that? Look who's a champion on Raw before you. But you did great. It was a great job abandoning your best friend when she needed you the most, Kyrie. When are you going to tell Roxy that, you're not really friends? It's like you were never friends with the Joshi Judas, the Unit of the Sky, the woman to my right, the women's world champion. Because, by all means, that could, in another timeline, you and you, Tommy and Io, we could have dominated. In another timeline, there's room for you at this table. But you've made yourself a fool. And now, we just thought we'd stop by and, catch up. Good luck tonight in that tag match, by the way. I'm sure you'll do great. And they walk off, and Kyrie sort of had taken a hit emotionally. Because, old wounds and all that. 82. Carmella and Shayna Baszler are on fire, right? Specifically Shayna, because she gets an 83, and I think she is considered a star in the game. But yeah, it is the Fierce and the Fabulous who defeat the Platinum Princesses. Shayna Baszler submits Aaliyah with a Kirifuda clutch because Kenzie and Kylie Page, the Toxic Attraction girls, run it and screw them, basically. 66 for Carmella, 83 for Shayna, 66 for Skylar, 61 for Aaliyah. She's debuting a new gimmick. It gets a great. Kylie's also got a great. I saw, yeah. So there we go. Great gimmicks. That's pretty fun. But yeah, it is Shayna and Carmella who pick up the win. And after the match, Shayna grabs a mic. And she goes, well, guess who I just saw backstage, got old wounds that, EO has with Kyrie, apparently more important than addressing this championship and the people that deserve shots at it. So, Queendom, you want to show up to Raw, take over our shoulders like you take over SmackDown. Don't leave without, defending those championships. So I'm throwing out the challenge, New Year's Revolution, Shayna Baszler and Carmella fight and take down the queens. That's when Ariana Grace interrupts. And she goes, oh, Shayna Baszler, you're so angry. You're so aggressive. If you wanted our attention, all you had to do was knock on the Queen's locker room door and ask. Now I know you're also getting ahead of yourself, Shayna, because you see, myself and Ava, the Royal Dynasty, we're not yet the women's tag team champions, and we will be someday because, we are the best tag team. We're genetically superior to every other tag team here in WWE. But you appear to be getting ahead of yourself because the Queen's challenge that you've just laid out, we'd love to accept it. And Shayna, don't take rejection too hard, because taking rejection too hard can ruin a girl's psyche. So, I want to let you down gently and say that, on behalf of the Queens, we reject your championship challenge for no New Year's Revolution, because we don't have championships. And Shayna goes, what are you talking? Queendom, not you. There's 2 queens on this show, okay? I want the champions, I don't want you losers. And Charlotte and Ava Raine do come out. I'm like, I'm sorry about her. But while I'm out here, and we're talking about championships, Ava and Ariana, they are the genetically superior tag team here in WWE. So if you want your shot at EO and Dakota at New Year's Revolution, be my guest. Because after you're done with them, whether you win or lose, my queendom, my royal dynasty will be here waiting for the next opportunity. And as for myself, why? I've got nothing else to do at the pay-per-view. So here we are. I, Charlotte Flair of the Royal Dynasty, officially declare myself for the Royal Rumble match. And when I win that match, Rhea Ripley, you better watch your back. Or maybe I'll come for EO and I'll prove who really is the queen around here. So yeah, big challenge is made. Shayna Baszler and Carmella challenging Queendom for the belts at the pay-per-view, as well as Charlotte laying down the law, putting herself in the Royal Rumble. Should be a hoot, that match. Got Florence and Charlotte in it so far, that's all we know. Tommaso Ciampa, he sat down. I really want to give him this time, because, Ciampa promos, they are good when you give him time. And Johnny's not here. And, he just sat down. It's one of those Tommaso Ciampa. He's on a chair backstage, and it ends with him throwing the chair. One of those promos. And he goes, Aleister Black. Aleister Black, an old nemesis, an old friend. All those years ago when it was me and you in Orlando, and I took that championship from you, I knew that you'd hold a grudge, but I didn't realize how bitter that grudge would be. Now tonight, it's not me and you. You've put your monster, you've put Brody King on me, because you think that putting a monster like Brody King on me will stop me. Well, as a matter of fact, I can't be stopped. Brody King, he may be physically superior to me, but he doesn't have the heart that I have. And if you guys think you have black blood beating around your chest and that you have black hearts, I am the damn black heart. And tonight, Aleister Black, Johnny may not be the same as me, but Johnny, he's a good man. I'm not. I'm an evil man, and when you want to go down low with me, I can stoop to the depths of hell and drag your ass down with it. So Brody, see you out there tonight, because you're going to have to kill me to take me down. And this Saturday night, Me and Johnny are going to walk through your front door. We're going to kick it down. And we're going to burn this house of black to the ground. Gets up, throws the chair on the floor. Bang. Later on tonight, Brody King versus Ciampa. Should be a banger. You then see Logan Paul walking backstage when Grayson Waller walks up and goes, Logan Paul, my best mate. Listen, I saw you out there earlier on tonight. You wanted a tag team partner. You wanted to hold auditions. You wanted to have tryouts. You wanted to just take a look at the entire roster. Who should be your partner? Well, lad, consider the tryouts cancelled. Consider the search over because, no one gives low gang energy quite like Grayson Waller, And he goes, Grayson Waller, I've heard so much about you, You fancy yourself a lot like me, And I could see a lot of me in you, If I was Australian, maybe I'd consider myself like Grayson Waller. Because I'll tell you what, Grayson Waller, you're a hell of a lot better than anybody here in Pittsburgh, or wherever the fuck we are tonight. And, I like the cut of your jib. So, next week, see if you can impress me. Go up there, beat one of those bums from Titus World Records. In fact, not even one of the champions. Beat Elias, and maybe you and I can team up. Because, that's no problem, My best mate, Logan Paul, we like two peas in a pod, we are. So Grayson Waller, he's got a new dickhead best friend. He's moved on from Dirty Dom to Logan Paul. 82. Okay. Santos and Jorge have excellent chem. That's very interesting to know. Yeah. But following on from last week when Sheamus fought 2 weeks ago, when Sheamus fought Roosh, it's Sheamus and Ridge against Santos and Jorge Santana, and it is the LA Extreme duo who win when Jorge pins Ridge Holland with a handful of tights. 69 for Ridge, 84 for Sheamus, 71 for Jorge, and 73 for Santos Escobar. And yeah, if they weren't the Cruiserweight Trios champions, they could be in line for a tag title opportunity, but they are the Cruiserweight Trios champions, so, that will probably overlap, and I don't really want to do that. We then cut to catering. Rhea Ripley's just in there chilling, probably got her feet on the table or some shit, just being disrespectful. Kevin Patrick walks in. Goes, Rhea, this Saturday night, you defend your championship against Roxy Perez, former NXT Women's Champion, 2-time Liberty Champion. And, what are your thoughts heading into that match? Your final words for Roxy? And Rhea goes, who's that? Oh, Roxy, yeah. No, I've barely thought about that one, Kevin, because, look at the list of names that I've sent packing here from Raw. All of those horsewomen. AJ, Kyrie. Roxy's not going to be the one to stop me. Roxy couldn't even beat Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill's a rookie compared to me. I see a lot of people around here comparing me to Jade. I don't see it personally. But as for this Saturday, Kevin, it's going to be a cakewalk. I'm not worried at all. I guess, is that it? Any more comments? She goes, no. I hear she's got a match tonight. I wish her the best of luck in that, but Saturday I'm going to beat her. And Kevin's like, oh, well, alright then, okay. Over to you, Kathy. And then cut across, Kathy Kelly is with Bayley. So, ladies and gentlemen, my guest at this time is Bayley. Now, Bayley, tonight you go one-on-one with Beatrice Vargas of LA Extreme. And, last week Charlotte Flair beat you on Raw, and, tonight you're looking to rebound with a win. Bayley goes, Charlotte outnumbered me last week, and I know Beatrice is going to have Dom out there tonight, but I can smack his head off. It's always good to smack Dominic Mysterio's head off. And I need to get myself back on track, Kathy. I don't know what that is. I don't know what the key is to Bayley, becoming champion again. But 2024, it's going to be my year. 2023 didn't end the way I wanted it to. But 2024, I've got no distractions. I'm going for gold. And then we just hear laughter from off camera. Bayley turns around, Dakota Kai walks into frame. There's no distractions, no friends, you say. Well, whose fault is that, Bayley? Huh? Oh, let me think, who's the one who threw her best friend off a ladder at Money in the Bank, who's the one who, wanted to prove to everybody that she was the one carrying damage control. Cora was a loser and Dakota was a loser. Who was, oh, that was you. Now look at me. I now look at you. So, Bailey. Ha. And she's like, is that it? God, nothing else of note to add. And goes, oh yeah, one more thing. I genuinely wish you luck in your success this year. Because, I know what it's like to have nobody. To have my friends turn on me and leave me all alone. It sucks. But it does help you find yourself. It helps you find a purpose. And from the bottom of my heart, Bailey, this may sound sarcastic, from the bottom of my heart, I really hope you grow. I really hope you find your purpose. Because I know what I was put on this planet to do. And everything's going right for me so far. Good luck tonight. And she just walks off, and Bailey goes, well, that turned weird. 84. Yeah, banger. Let's go. Roxy and Kyrie defeat Double Trouble, 12:33. Roxy pins Amory Porter. Pop Rocks, 12:33. 61 for Kelsey Cook. 83 for Amory Porter. 84 for Kyrie Sane. And 86 for... What the fuck happened here? How long have Roxy and Amory been scoring that high? Okay. The women's tag divisions have been, I guess, ever since Queendom won the belts. Just their presence has just made even matches like this that don't have the belts on the line just do better. And yeah. But yeah, Roxy does pick up the win ahead of her title match against Rhea this Saturday at New Year's Revolution. But then cut backstage, Ludwig and Giovanni Vinci show up when Gunther just stands there, like, just glaring a hole through them. And as soon as they see him, they put their heads down. And he goes, hey! And they come over to him and he goes, where are the Raw Tag Team Championships? And they don't speak. And he goes, huh? You didn't lose them to those idiots, did you? And they just put their heads down again. And Gunnar just goes, boys, Imperium came together to take over and dominate the world of professional wrestling and take out idiots like those idiots you lost to. You've embarrassed me. You've embarrassed yourselves. And you have embarrassed professional wrestling. So what are you going to do about it? I'll tell you what you're going to do about it. If you can't be trusted to take the idiots out of professional wrestling, then allow me to do so. If you can't be tag team champions, then I, the Ring General, will be WWE champion. And I will enter and win the 2024 Royal Rumble match. And I will go on to WrestleMania. I will defeat Drew McIntyre again, or whoever the WWE champion may be. And I will bring prestige and honor back to Imperium. After you two sucked it all away. You should be ashamed of yourselves. And he just walks off. Then cut back to Rhea in catering. Kevin Patrick goes, Rhea, Roxy tonight, impressive victory for her and Kyrie in that tag team match, ahead of this Saturday at New Year's Revolution, a title match of you. Ed, you sure you've got no more comments? Rhea goes, positive. Good win for her. Okay, bravo. That's not going to change a damn thing this Saturday night. Then Roxy does storm into the catering room, leaps on Rhea Ripley, and a fight breaks out in catering. We've got other background characters: Sol Ruca, Zoe Stark, Irene Isle, Tatum Paxley, all of them just like chilling in the locker room, well, not in the locker room, in the catering room. And then of course Ariana Grace steps in and goes, ladies, why are we fighting? You shouldn't be fighting here in the catering room because food and catering, is precious and it'll help us grow and help us become more of a prosper here in WWE because it's just so good and we should all be honored that we get given this stuff for free. And then Roxy's got like a pie in her hand, throws the pie at Rhea Ripley. Rhea moves out of the way, hits Ariana Grace in the face. And she's screaming, going, oh my god, get it off me, I need to go wash myself, I need to shower, I need to get it off, I better still be pretty, I better not ruin my makeup, it's gonna be, ugh, screw you, Roxy Perez, screw you. And she walks off, and Roxy goes, whoops. Like, okay, whatever. And then Rhea Ripley is gone. So, catering fight. Fun segment. 77. I expected that to do bad because I had to keep strong and protect Bayley because Bayley does lose this. Beatrice Vargas shocks the world. She pins Bayley in 8:33. Handful of tights. 83 for Bayley, 64 for Beatrice. And 77 for the match. That's the biggest win of her career. And yeah, Bayley stumbles yet again. You then cut back to, I imagine this is set up like a sitcom or some shit. It's just J-Flo in the apartment that they got to 2 weeks ago. And the old lady who runs the place is all busy. She's swept off her feet trying to do things for 5 people. One of them being Mackie. He hands her breakfast. She takes it by and goes, no, this is poo. And throws it at the wall or some shit. Smashes the plates. And she goes, oh my god. You know what, girls? I've tried my hardest to keep you guys under my roof, but you're a pain in the ass. Go find your own place. Get out of here. And she finally has enough. She kicks J-Flo out. And they all sort of look at Mackie and go, well, way to go. And she goes, place with poo anyway. But come on, girls. Find new place. So, the quest for J-Flo's new locker room, I guess, continues. We then cut to a pre-tape segment with Edge. And he just sat down and he goes, this Saturday, I have an opportunity to become a champion once again in WWE. It's not under circumstances that I thought it would be under. But I challenge Dijak for the Intercontinental Championship, a championship that I first won many years ago. And Christian, he's walking around here pretending he's the champion. So I've got to basically rip the heart out of my former best friend when I become champion. But that's not going to be so difficult. Because Christian is only my former best friend in appearance alone. There's nothing about the man that I loved inside that man I see out there right now. That shell of his former self. Taking pot shots at myself and my family. And now he's got Dijak, his little lapdog, to win his matches for him. Well, I'll tell you what, Jay. This Sunday I'm going to New York. This Saturday I'm going to beat Dijak. I'm going to become Intercontinental Champion. And if you want to parade around like you're hot shit and that you should be the champion once again, grow a set of balls and face me for the championship. And if you can win that championship from me, I'll be the first person to hand it over to you and say, congratulations, Jay. You deserve to be the champion. But right now, all I see is a bitch. At New Year's Revolution, I've got to go through that bitch and his bitch to become champion. And I will get it done. 78, that's actually pretty good considering Ciampa is declining. For context, I set this as 12 minutes and All Out, but it said Ciampa had he didn't have the stamina to do it. But yeah, Brody King does win with a Gonzo bomb in 12:17. Brody King gets a 73, Ciampa gets a 64. After the match, Aleister Black gets in the ring and he grabs a steel chair and he just sits on the chair. Like, as Ciampa gets to he's like crawls to his knees. And Brody King, I imagine, like continues to just attack him. And Aleister goes, Tommaso, it does pain me to do this. You know, it didn't have to be this way. You think you're a black heart. Well, I think that's a lie. As somebody with a heart as black can be, I see weakness in you. I see vulnerability in you. I see remorse in you. Tommaso, do you see remorse in my eyes? Do you see remorse in the eyes of Brody King? I don't think so. So if you think you truly are a black heart, you'd fit right at home amongst the house of black. But you'd never do that, would you, Tommaso? You'd never join a house of black because you've got Johnny to look after. You don't think Johnny can look after himself. You want to be Johnny's big brother. Because without you, Johnny would be failing, wouldn't he? Johnny's wife is all by herself on SmackDown, while you're keeping Johnny hostage here on Raw for your own selfish gains. Because without Johnny, you know you're nothing. Just like you believe Johnny's nothing without you. But that cannot be the case, Ciampa, because if you opened up your black heart and let us in, then, Tommaso, you won't have to worry about Johnny. You won't have to worry about anyone but yourself. And I know that's the way a black heart would like it. Gargano then does run out. He tries to take the fight to Brody King to get him off Tommaso. But Brody King takes Johnny Gargano down. And he starts attacking Johnny Gargano. And Tommaso gets to his knees. He looks at Aleister Black. He looks across at Gargano getting attacked. He goes, well, what's it gonna be, Ciampa? And Tommaso, he looks at Aleister Black. He looks back across at Johnny. He sticks a knee in Aleister Black's face. And he does indeed help his good friend Johnny Gargano. And they hit meeting in the middle on Brody King. And DIY stand tall heading into New Year's Revolution, where the two teams will go 2-on-2 in what should be a banger. Then see Bayley. She's, still upset after her loss when she bumps into Queendom again. Cammy, Io, and Dakota. And Cammy goes, girls, I think Bayley might be struggling by herself. And Bayley goes, what? Okay, yes, I lost. Okay, I'm not having a great run of things around here, but I'd rather lose by myself than sell out to be one of you. Dakota, when Damage Control was together and we were friends, I thought the last thing you'd ever do was join a group like this. A group like this exists as the antithesis of everything that you aspire to be here in wrestling, just everything that I aspire to be in wrestling. That's what drove us together. And now here you are selling out, kissing ass. For what? To be champion? To, get the rub from EO? Being around EO and getting yourself off the TV time by being next to the Women's World Champion? And Dakota sort of pauses as Bayley says all this. And Bayley goes, what? What, you're not going to say anything? And Dakota goes, you don't know a damn thing about why I'm here. You're projecting yourself onto me, Bayley. You have no idea why I'm here and why I am who I am. I haven't lost any of my morals. But next week, since I can come here every week now as part of a champion, I'd still love to kick your head off. So how about it, Bayley and Dakota Kai one more time on Raw next week. And Bayley goes, I'll see you there. And yeah, Bayley and Dakota 1-on-1 next week. We then cut backstage, Carmelo Hayes and Drew McIntyre. And he goes, Drew, listen here. I know we're partners tonight. We gotta take care of Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. But after tonight's over, it's the Royal Rumble. And I'm entering that and I'm winning it. And if you're still champion come WrestleMania, it's gonna be me and you 1-on-1 at WrestleMania. And Drew goes, oh yeah, I'd look forward to it, Mello. By the way, when I attacked my best friend, I did it to his face. Me and Cody were friends until we weren't, because I lowered that boom on him. So I know what it's like to take out somebody to their face. I would never be a coward and attack him from behind and start blaming other people for it. Would you? He goes, man, is this about Trick? I'm tired of all this, okay? Randy Orton, he's the last guy on Team Raw. I'm going to check him off on New Year's Revolution, and if I don't find him guilty, then God knows who attacked Trick. At this point, I'm willing to just move on from Trick. I'm on Raw. Trick's doing his thing over on SmackDown. It don't matter to me anymore who attacked Trick. Because Trick's thriving over there, I'm thriving over here. Andrew goes, huh? Okie dokie. See you out there tonight, buddy. Should be a great main event. So just pats him on the back sarcastically. Next week, we have 3 matches set for the show, including our main event, which will be, former best friends turned rivals, rivalry renewed, as Bayley and Dakota Kai, both formerly of Damage Control, former women's tag team champions together, go one-on-one on next week's Raw. Plus, after the Piegate in catering earlier on tonight, Roxy Perez and Ariana Grace are set to go one-on-one on next week's show. Plus, Grayson Waller takes on Elias of Titus World Records. After Logan Paul was looking for a partner, he said, go be Elias, and maybe you can be my partner. Well, we're going to find out if he can do just that next week. But moving on to New Year's Revolution this Saturday, we've got some more matches announced for the show. They're all women's matches, actually. The first being for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Queendom's Io Sky and Dakota Kai make the first defense of their belts when they face off against Shayna Baszler and Carmella, the Fierce and the Fabulous. Plus, Women's Liberty Champion Jade Cargill will be in town, and she's set to host an open challenge for the Women's Liberty Championship. And now, just announced for the kickoff show, 6 women tag team action as Mandy Rose, Kenzie, and Kylie Page, the new Toxic Attraction, take on the trio of Danny Jordan, Aaliyah, and Skylar, the Platinum Princesses. 99 rated main event. Carmelo Hayes and Drew McIntyre have excellent chemistry teaming together. Hoo boy. Holy shit, we're kicking off Raw with a fucking absolute banger of a match. But Drew McIntyre cheats to pin Cody in the match. Cody's pinned Drew in tag matches like twice, I think, heading into this. But Drew finally gets one back up on Cody. He pins him here tonight. 83 for Randy Orton, 89 for Cody Rhodes, 95 for Carmelo Hayes, and a 97 for Drew McIntyre. That note is very interesting. If there's ever a time when neither man's doing anything, then I guess that's a team I can run. Carmelo Hayes and Drew McIntyre. And they stand tall to close the show, and we get another post-credits scene. Batista's on the phone. And he says, Rhea's not really taken Roxy Perez seriously for New Year's Revolution. I know Roxy's a hell of a talent, and Roxy, I have a lot of faith in her to, give Rhea a go, but, I think Rhea's being mad disrespectful, and she's taking out everybody else. What I'm saying is, I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to negotiate. And I apologize for last year. I'm ready to give this another shot. Are you going to be at New Year's Revolution? What do you mean, is that a challenge? Great. Sounds perfect. I'll see you there. And hopefully Rhea Ripley will see you there too. '91 rated show. Kind of a low, considering that maybe they got 99. But, a lot of stuff moved. A lot of parts moved for New Year's Revolution, the Royal Rumble, and next week's show. But, we're now going to move on to Heat. Heat, okay. I'm actually doing some segments on Heat this week because, it's the new year. I said, New Year resolution will be to do more stuff on Heat. So here we go. Brandy starts She's like, welcome to 2024, a new year for Heat. You know, Heat was a landmark year in 2023. You know, we saw a lot of stuff. You know, Becky was here for a bit. You know, we saw a championship change hands on Heat. And, you know, 2024 is going to be an even bigger year for Heat. And a bigger year for women breaking out and making opportunities here in WWE. And then Mickie James and Fallon Henley walk in. Like, yeehaw, Brandy. And she goes, girls, you know, how can I help you two? And she goes, listen, you know, I'm hearing that 2024 is going to be a big year for Heat. And a big year for women looking to break out. And my girl, Fallon Henley, my Huckleberry over here, she's looking to break out in 2024. And it's going to be a big year for her and a big year for the barn. So tonight, you know, what have you got for us? Brandy goes, you know, there's a lot of potential challenges for you. How about tonight and the main event of Heat? Fallon Henley, I'll give you a shot, you know, to break out. You can go one-on-one with ECW's Blair Davenport. And Fallon goes, Blair, you know, I'll take her on, you know. Any day, anytime, any place, you know. I will do you proud tonight, Brandy. And then, yeah, main event of Heat. Fallon Henley against Blair Davenport. We then get the opening match of the show, which is a tag team match. The Birds of Prey pick up the win over Ariana Grace and Ava Raine. Lyra pins Ariana with the guillotine. 62 for Killer Kelly, 74 for Lyra, 59 for Ava, 57 for Ariana Grace. And just, yeah, a tag team match in the tag division. We then get, well, I imagine we go to like Peacock ads or some shit there. We come back, Mandy Rose in the ring with the Page Sisters. And she goes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Toxic Lounge. It's me, Mandy Rose, and I've got unfamiliar co-stars here on the Toxic Lounge. You see, the two women who used to sit either side of me, their egos, you know, collided and they couldn't handle being among Toxic Attraction because they thought they had bigger aspirations. Which is why I've got two people, you know, who would never do that to each other. Two people who are going to be joined at the hip until the day they retire from this industry. Sisters, Kenzie, Kylie, Paige. Now I know what you're thinking, Mandy, you know. Just what is the deal with Toxic Attraction right now, you know? You know, you try to, before you were going to get Aaliyah and Skylar and Jordan, you know, you were trying to tag team with Tonya. And, you know, I'm just here to say that it's none of your business. Okay? I made the call to two bright young stars, the future of the women's tag team division. You know, because nobody's closer than sisters. We don't really have any sister tag teams in WWE right now. And at New Year's Revolution, the new Toxic Attraction is going to make its first mark when we take on and defeat Danny Jordan and Aaliyah and Skylar, the husk of Charlotte Flair's Queen's Court. And then after that, the sky's the limit for us. But tonight, it's going to be me, Mandy Rose, taking on Danny Jordan. And I'm going to put her down and teach her a lesson. Out does come to Danny Jordan and the rest of the other two. We get the singles match. No, we don't. We get a segment first. Alba Fyre and Iona Webb, you know, they're still in the woods after Tiffany Stratton took the trophy back. And Iona Webb just walked up like where it was and she went, you know, I liked having something shiny here. It helped us make new friends. Because we had a great time playing with our old friends, but I miss them. Alba walks in and goes, well, you know, if you miss our friends so much, I say we can go find more, better friends than Tiffany and Mariah. And Iona Webb's like, well, who do you have in mind? And Alba Fyre whispers something in Iona Webb's ear, and she's like, ooh, I like that a lot. We don't hear who she said, though. 75, Mandy Rose pins Danny Jordan, 10-29, Bed of Roses. Jordan actually did the carrying here. She gets a 76 to a 61 for Mandy Rose. And yeah, you know, it's a 6-woman tag on the pre-show at New Year's Revolution. They get a backstage interview. Alicia Sanford's with Indy Hartwell. He says, Indy, you know, you requested this time here tonight on Heat to speak. What's on your mind? She goes, Alicia, you know, there's something that's been bugging me for a while. It's not just my terrible lack of form on SmackDown recently. It's this show. It's Heat. You know, I've been, you know, a staple of this show for a while, you know, because I like to come here and challenge myself. like we said, we've seen Becky. Becky last year took competing on Heat every week as a demotion. Like, she was above being featured on this show. There's no being above being featured on this show. This show is for everybody. Women, great and small, star or unknown. And as somebody who's been struggling a lot in my career recently, I thank Brandy and Dana Bree for having this show here where I can prove to myself that I still belong. So, if anyone wants to disrespect this show, if anyone wants to think this show is beneath them, I say there's no such thing. You're the problem. Because Heat is the proving ground for the past, present, and future of the women's division. And now, it's where I'm going to come to find myself. Main event gets a 72. Blair Davenport, Fallon Henley puts up a good fight, but in the end, Blair does put her down in 12:34. 46 for Fallon, 76 for Blair, 72 for the match, which, evens out to pretty good. And yeah, a 6.5 minute episode of Heat. That's how we're kicking off the new year. That's how we're kicking off the new era of Heat, I guess. Show gets a 69. But again, what matters more is what you thought of the show. Hopefully you all thought this was better than, here are 4 matches. Because I think I got a comment from one person that was like, you should do more on Heat. Even before I got that, I was like, I need to do more on Heat. So, yeah. Velocity, less so, because, like I said before, the change to Velocity will mainly be, there will be, like, B-tier main roster guys appearing every now and again to have bangers on it. But I will probably still do, like, an RJCE segment and an interview every week on Velocity as well. But, yeah. I'll see you next time for the first ECW of the new year, and the first of the era of the Tribal Chief. See you then.